All right, so today's podcast is another response to a DM, to a comment that I got. So it seems like if you want an in-depth answer to a question, shoot me that question. There's a high probability I'll go into it on the pod here. But this question came from Brayden, who's like a 17-year-old entrepreneur. He wanted to know my thoughts on a quote that he had seen on Twitter, I think, or X, where it said, the quote was, "Worked all weekend isn't a flex, it's a prison." And then his response, his question was something to the effect of, yeah, but I love my work and it's not a prison, it's my purpose. And so he's like, what do you think about this? And this was a really interesting question because it got me thinking about like, what is a prison? And at the end of the day, what I realized is that the difference between a palace and a prison is choice. If you don't have the choice of leaving the palace, it's a prison. Right? And if you've made a prison for yourself but you have the choice to leave, then it's not really a prison. And the worst sort of prisons that I've created for myself in my own life, and I think that we tend to do as humans, are the ones that we build around ourselves. They're the paper prisons that don't have locks, there are no guards, and the only thing that's keeping us inside is ourselves. And we serve out a life sentence in our little paper prisons because we believe we have no choice. And for myself, like I spent 12 years in a paper prison because I convinced myself I was guilty of all the things life had accused me of, saying that I was undisciplined, unfocused, unreliable. And my crime was simply being born with ADHD, being born into a life of crime because of that one thing. And I always thought that change was outside of my control. And as a result of that, when I was 28 years old, found myself in the back of that van. You know, that was a physical prison for my body to now match the self-imposed paper prison of my mind. And your story is probably different. You might not have ADHD, you might not be in a van, you might have, all sorts of unique circumstances. Maybe you feel trapped in a body that you don't love. Maybe it's a job that you hate. Maybe it's a relationship that's okay, but not fantastic. And in all of these things, you feel helpless to change it. And so you stack all these things around you like impenetrable walls because you feel helpless. And the lesson I would share with you that's helped me is just recognizing freedom is merely a matter of choice. Can you leave or can you not? And my life really changed when I finally realized that I could answer that question however I want. You have the ability to free yourself with a simple decision, a simple choice to leave whatever paper prison you've created for yourself. Recognize that there are no locks, there are no guards. The walls are all in your mind, and that you can free yourself, and I hope you do. Because in this world, nobody is coming to rescue you. It's going to have to be you. You are going to have to be the one that stages the jailbreak. And I believe in you. I know that you can do this because I've seen so many others do it before. And if they can do it, I'm confident you can as well. So take this. I want you to do some inner work today. Do a little reflecting on what are those paper prisons that you've created for yourself in your life. Areas that you feel trapped because you believe you have no choice. And then ask yourself, what if in fact I do have a choice? What would it look like to move forward with power rather than being limited by your beliefs? So hope this brings you guys some value. I'll catch you tomorrow. But as always, stay hyper focused, my friends.